Go.
All right, so today again, I'm going to demonstrate a very important aspect of IT support level 1 or level 2, which is one of the cloud solutions by Microsoft, otherwise very famously known as the Office 365. So what we are going to demonstrate today is how do we go about implementing and managing the Office 365 as a whole. So without further ado, let's begin. First and foremost, what I would do is let me just open a browser, and with the help of the browser, let me just go to portal.office.com.login, and that should take me to the hyperlink for Office 365. My internet is working a bit slow here. I hope it works fast enough for the illustration of this particular video. So there you go. So now I'm going to start by clicking on signing in. And for the sign in, I already have the username and the password, which is a licensed username and password. So I will key in that at TASKILS INSTITUTE Institute, and that's it. And the password is camel ILNOT TIVEUP. Okay, right. So keyed in the password. It is going to take me to the administrator page. It is prompting me if I want to save the password for the future references. I say no at this point. I do not want to be prompted again and again, so I will check that option. And here's the page. So this is the welcome page for Office 365. And these are a couple of recommendations based on the previous logins. I do not want to go ahead with the recommendations. I would want to have a look at the menu bar here. As you can see, you have the Home tab, you have the Outlook, you have the Microsoft Teams, you have Word, and you have Excel, you have PowerPoint, and so on and so forth. So what is it that we want to illustrate today, or what is it that we want to showcase from the IT level 1 or level 2 support? How do we go about adding a new user? How do we go about deleting, how do we go about enabling that user or disabling that user? We never delete any user from Office 365 for data protection reasons, because if we delete the user, then obviously any form of communication that has happened, as long as the user was available in the system, is going to be diminish, and we do not want that. So we will click on this button tab here, and here it opens up another option called the admin portal. So I will click on the admin. When I click on the admin, it takes me to a whole new page, which gives me an option, or which you will be able to see that in a second, which gives me an option called the Home tab, the users, and then the billing, the support, the settings, and the setup, and so on and so forth. So what we want to do is we want to basically create a user. So I will click on the active users, and when I click on the active users, the active users should be displayed in this particular fashion. And these are all the options that you can actually do under the active users tab. So you can add a user. Let's go ahead and add a user. A couple of things that you need to keep in mind when you create a new user to an existing database is that if the names actually match, then you have to sequence it. So if sequence it with the help of a number, and that's how you can again go ahead and create a username and a password to evade or to escape crisscrossing. So let's say the first name that I want to create is Shibin, and then the last name is Abraham, and the display name automatically got populated, and that is Shibin Abraham. The username is, let's just say, Shibin, and that is under the Tech Skills Institute domain. Password, automatically create a password. If that is an option that you want to select, then you can check that box. But if that is not an option that you want to go ahead with, then you don't have to select this. You can create your own password. But the key thing to be noticed here is the moment I keyed in Shibin as the username, it prompted me something, and that prompt says the username is already being used by an active user, Shibin Abraham. So Outlook is actually prompting us to go ahead and sequence it so that it doesn't match, it can evade duplicacy. So what I'm going to key in is Shibin1, and it will check the username availability. If it also exists, then again we will get that message, but in this case we did not, which means Shibin1 doesn't exist in the database. Now we can go ahead and create a password. It is asking for a strong password. I have a password which I usually keep for any form of demonstration, which is strong enough, and the system has accepted it. I will go ahead and the first option is, do you require this user to change their password when they first sign in? If you check this, then the moment they try to sign in with the default password for the first time, obviously they will be prompted to change the password. But for the purpose of illustration, in the interest of time, I do not want that to happen at this moment. We will go ahead with the password that I've keyed in. I'll click on next, and it is again asking me for future reference. I do not want this. Very important point to be noticed here is what is the form of license that I hold under this particular account. Since this is an enterprise account, it has to be selected, or it has to fall under the Microsoft 365 Business Premium account, because with basic you cannot do a lot of things. So you go ahead with Microsoft 365 Business Premium and you click on next, and that's your profile info. The profile info basically enables you to put in a lot of details about yourself. You could put in a photograph of yours. You could key in other important details that you feel have to be displayed in the public forum. And if you do not want to display any of those details, then it's entirely your discretion. As you can see here, you can key in the job title. Let's say if you were a software developer, then you can key in as a software developer. Under software developer, if you are a particular type of particular technology developer, for example, if you are into Android development, you could probably key that in as a Android developer, and in the which department is it, and office phone number, street address, whatsoever. You click on next, because that's user to user, and then this is how basically your display and username will be shown to the rest of the users. Your display is user Shibin Abraham. Your username is Shibin1 at Tech Skills Institute for this instance. You click on finish adding, and that's how the new user has been added. So now the user that has been added, we want to go and check in our database if the user has really been added or not. So how do we go about checking that? We will key in Shibin. So when we key in Shibin, all the sequences with Shibin will pop up. So Shibin1, Shibin 123, Shibin 1, 2, everything will come up. So the user that we created just now was actually Shibin1 Abraham, and sorry, no, not that one. It was Shibin1 at techskills.com. This is the user that we created. If we want to change the password, you could probably reset the password from here. And if you don't want to do that, let's explore what we can do with this user. So I'm going to click on this particular user, and that we created a minute ago. So So these are all the options that come up with Shibin Abraham as a user. If you want to just block the user, you could probably click on block sign in. That means unless you enable this particular feature for this user, the user won't be able to sign in from any device. Even if the device is already registered within the company systems, it won't allow the user to sign in. Delete user, we don't usually do that. As I mentioned at the initial stage of the video, we don't do it because any form of communication that would have taken place between this user and the rest of the users would actually be deleted. So we do not want that. That's pretty much how we go about adding a user, and these are all the devices, licenses, and mails, and OneDrive. You could probably configure any of this. When you click on mail, it says we are preparing a mailbox for this user. That means it is maybe it is taking some time to just have that done. Otherwise, let's go back to the first page. If you want to manage or if you want to add this user to a particular group, then you could probably click on you can click on manage groups, and then you can add assign membership, and you can search what all groups are there. Suppose if you want to add this member to the IT group, so IT support level 1 IT, you click on that particular option and you click on add, then Shibin will be added to that group. So that's how you add a user to a particular group. If you want to manage the role, then you can click on manage roles, and then if you want to add this person to the admin center access, you could give the admin center access. Under admin center access, what are the other other features that you want to enable for this user? You want to make him an Exchange administrator, global administrator, global reader, help desk administrator, and so on and so forth. So that is pretty much what you can do at a short glance with Office 365, and I would like to end the video with that short notice. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like of the same nature, please subscribe to my channel. I'll continue to create more videos. Thank you very much.